First of all, I would like to thank you for coming tonight to this divine engagement. I'd like to thank those in attendance and that are in support of this Black Supreme Mission that's constantly moving forward. I want to really break down tonight the divine purpose in coming to be a part of what we're doing here in Chicago. This piece is specifically aimed to show the significance of coming to help develop and be a part of and be in the ranks of the Black Supremacy Vanguard, coming to play a divine role in what we're doing in order to change the community and in order to change the state and condition of our people. We're inviting people to come and be the change that is constantly and gradually being created. We're inviting people to come and step inside of the framework of what is being established here in Chicago, Illinois. We need people that are 100% secure and clear in wanting to see change as in the condition and state of Black people. They are clear that they want to put all their energy forward, and also deep in their minds they know that this can happen. You have to be able to know that this can happen. You got a lot of naysayers out there and people that don't believe that the change that we want to see in the community and the world can happen. They don't believe that it's even possible, and they are upset about the condition that Black people are in, but they don't embrace the possibility that we can create change. So they won't go beyond mere complaining and just mere concern about the condition of our people. But then you have another audience of people that know that they are what it takes and that we have what it takes to change the condition of our people. Now, in order to do that, we don't have to wake up our entire community. Every person walking up and down the street does not have to have a conscious awakening for us to change the condition of our community. We just need the few that know and can vision within their third eye and see the possibility of the change that we can create. If you can stand in that, if you can stand in being the change that can happen for our condition as a people, then you need to be here. If you're absolutely clear, if you're looking for a way, if you're looking for solutions to problems that seem unsolvable, if you're looking for the answer to the unanswerable, this might not be the place for you. But if you know that you can contribute your divine energy, skills, abilities, and talents to be a part of this change, of this Black New World Order, this is for you. All the other information that has been put out has been put out for the purpose of leading people to that particular point, to that realization of who they are and what their divine position is and this divine Black Supreme Mission that has been manifested. So if you're one of those that know the time for change is now and know that they are meant to be a definite and absolute part of that, come and join us at the Black Supremacy Mission here in Chicago. That's a call. The difference between the Black supremacists and the average politician or the political activist or the average person in the conscious community is that we know we have what it takes to create change, that we are made of, that what the change needs in order to happen. We know that about ourselves. We don't just know who we are historically. We don't just know who we are potentially, but we know who we are in manifestation. That's the difference. We know we are the ones to create and produce the change. And our goal is to find out and connect with others that are in that state of knowing about who they are and can instantaneously become aware of who we are and what we're doing here with this Black Supremacy Mission. When you put those two ingredients together, you have an explosive dynamic that can cause instantaneous change in the condition of our people. But if you're in doubt about anything and not sure about what we can do, and not sure about what our capabilities are, then that mindset will be your block. Going beyond that will be the only next step and the only move that you can make. So the audience that I'm speaking to tonight is those who know they are the ones to participate in this change. Come out. Come to Chicago. Get on the front line. Let's make this thing happen. The people that are worried about the negative possibilities are really the ones that are unsure about who they are. The ones that are in doubt about who somebody else is are also the ones that I'm simply just not sure about who they are. Because if you're sure about who you are, you have no doubt about others. Personal clarity, inner clarity clarifies everything in one's consciousness and in one's perception. One begins to get clear about everything. Any inclarity within self, one becomes unclear about everything. One becomes doubtful about everything. One becomes fearful about everything. One becomes paranoid about everything. So those who are clear on what they see, this is easy. This is an effortless occurrence. For those who are unclear, we got 500 videos on YouTube. Keep watching them. Keep studying them until you reach that clear point in your own experience and in your own existence where you're aware and your eyes are open and you're ready to move. This is not only a school or a place where we're teaching. This is a place where we are activated. We used to call this the Melanin Activation Center. This is a place where we are activated in our divine role and our divine purpose now. So we don't have a lot of time for a lot of not knowing what many of you all call learning. We don't have time for that. You're moving into your active role in the participation of constructive world change. That's what Black Supremacy is here. So you got to enter that with some knowing. You got to come into that from the perspective of knowing. If you don't, go back a few stages, go back a few grades, and continue your learning course. Continue studying under some of the elders and scholars and those that are in a conscious community that are teaching about history and metaphysics. Keep studying under them until you get to a point of where you are in the know and having some clarity about who you are. Once you come into this divine heavenly establishment, you're moving into active role. You're moving into active positions. You're moving in positions of active creation, active participation, and manifesting the vision that we have for Black Supremacy. Once you get to that point, it's too late to start experiencing not knowing and experiencing not being clear and experiencing being worried. It's too late once you get to this particular point in the game. This is the point where it's lights, cameras, and actions, and the moves are happening, and the moves are being made, and the community is being constructed. So this is a divine invitation for those who have an inkling of knowing. Second, quit worrying about those who don't know. Quit being depressed and stressed out about people who don't know who they are and what all of this is about. That's okay. As long as you know who you are and you know what your life is about, what your life purpose and what your mission is, that's all that is needed to be successful and to be victorious in manifesting Black Supremacy. Because people don't understand you, because people don't get it, because people still want to participate and be involved in the foolery, is completely irrelevant to what your path, what your journey, and what your quest is. The only one who has to know is you. The only one who has to be aware is you. And the only one who has to move in that awareness is you. And if you can do that and make the full steps to do that, then that's at least 99% of the work that must take place and the transition that must happen. So that's two. Stop worrying about others and where they're at in their spiritual journey and what they understand and what they don't understand and what they're not getting and what they should be getting. We don't need to do any of that anymore. Move into active role. Stop in one breath being spiritually there and being ready to make moves to create change, and then in another breath be a practitioner In another breath, just be having a spiritual practice. In another breath, not being sure. In another breath, needing more time to get deeper. You're in the deepest places when you get here. You don't have any more time to become deep. You don't have any more time to become deeper than you already are. Take that time before you get here. When you get here, be ready to move in an active role. Be ready to step into the super God and super goddess position of being active. There's no more time to sit it out. We have no bench here. Like in a basketball game. Players get tired, they're on the court, they go sit on the bench. We don't have a bench here. Once you get here, you in the game nonstop. All the players we have, we don't have any bench warmers. There are no injuries. There are no replacements. There's no out for a season. Once you come here, you gotta be 100%. If you're not in that 100% mode of consciousness and energy, this is not the place for you. If you're suffering from severe pessimism, if you're suffering from a severe negative attitude, if you're manic depressive, suicidal, this is not the place for you. You need to deal and address all of these issues before you get here. We have no psychotropic medication. We have no psychiatric procedure that can help you. We're at war. We're in the battlefield. So you got to come to the battlefield as a 100% totally secure warrior. This will be no place for weakness, crime, sadness, melancholy. This will be no place for bipolarism, schizophrenia. You got to be absolutely clear by the time you get here. You can't be back and forth, in and out. You got to be 100%. If you feel that you're that person, that you're that solid, this is the place for you. Can you work 24-hour shifts 7 days a week? Some people, when I say that, they say that's impossible. You can't do that. That's unbelievable. No one can do that. I need time to get deep. I need time to meditate. I need time to read books and time to study my astrology. Do that at home. When you get here, you're going to do a 24-hour superhero shift. 24 hours, 7 days a week. Superheroic activity. Are you ready for that? If that sounds impossible for you, do some more God meditation. Do some more God realization. If that sounds like something that's inachievable, come here, because you can't entertain the almost unachievable. We see the condition that our people are in, and they are in that condition ongoingly. And it's only because a few of us have stepped out of the limits of that condition will we be able to uplift and save the rest of them. So if you're that few that have stepped out of that condition, you must have enormous energy. You must have enormous mental and spiritual power already manifested. If you're going to be that few, because you're going to have to carry the weight of the whole. You can't break down and say, I give up. These niggas ain't going to do nothing. These niggas don't want nothing. I can't carry it. I can't do all this. Why I got to do all this? They ain't going to do that. They ain't going to do that. They're not doing this. You're not going to be able to say that. You're going to have to carry it. You're going to have to carry the black supremacist is ready to carry the weight of the entire race. They're ready to carry the laziness. They're ready to carry the nonchalantness. They're ready to carry the stagnation. They're ready to carry the non-participation of the entire race on their shoulders to move us to a further destination. Are you that person? If you're not that person, you're probably looking at the situation that black people are in, and you probably break down in tears and start crying. and run back to the white man for salvation. But if you're the latter person, you only look at the challenges that black people go through as an opportunity to manifest the divine spiritual power that you have within yourself. You look at the condition of black people and you say, now I can manifest this full spiritual power I have. I can take it beyond the bookstores in the spiritual section. I can take it beyond the deep conversations with my eccentric, eclectic clique. I can take my spiritual power to the streets and into the community and utilize it in a practical way to change the condition of our people. That is the mindset of the black supremacists. So they step in ready. Everybody that everything, every spiritual power and every spiritual faculty that every other metaphysical person is trying to get, the black supremacists have stepped into utilizing it right now to change our condition. They're stepping into using the powers and the strengths that not only are people studying to attain, but even ones that people don't even know about, that will have to be accessed in the moment of confrontation with the illusions of limitation that we call white supremacy. So once again, this is a call on those supreme entities within our community that are ready to step into divine positions and act these positions out. There's no position for the weak, for the weary, for the soft. So I'm challenging those who can fit this criteria to step up and come to our temple. Those who went beyond materialism and not living their lives for their selfish selves, seeing how much more they can get. They're not trying to discover who they are and just find out, I don't know who I am yet, and I need to find out. I'm on a quest. It's not a place for those people. This is the place for those who know that my position is in divine black social service, devotional service, and humanitarianism to the black supremacy kingdom and to the totality of our people. They know that. They know that this is who they are. And they are awakened to it. And they're excited to step into that position. That's the place that this is for. So if you're that person that no task is insurmountable, no obstacle can stop you, you won't take no for an answer when it comes to victory for black supremacy. You're not a lay down person. You have infinite tolerance, infinite patience, non-materialistic, non-attachment, non-individualistic, totally giving, inexhaustible in your ability to share, love, have compassion for others. If this is who you are, then this is the place for you to come. This is the place for you to be. If you see yourself as an immortal, as an invincible, that your thoughts create your own reality, and everything in this material realm is beneath your power to create your reality, black supremacy, the Black Supremacy Mission is the place for you. So I challenge you all to come and participate and be a part of this. Step up into your true self. This is stepping up into your true self and into your divine position. And all those studiers on the path of studying and learning, keep studying and learning until you get it. You say you get it, I got it. You say I know everything. And if that's the fact, what the hell are you still studying for? If you know it and you got it, why are you still studying? Why are you still studying information? Why are you a guru junkie? Why are you a metaphysical master junkie? Why are you an information junkie? Why you had to spend 24 hours a day watching videos on YouTube trying to learn something? But you know everything. You're clear on who you are. Quit lying to your goddamn self. You don't know who you are. And you pray that you run across that one video that will make it all clear to you in your state of utter lostness. If you're that person, there's no place for you. This is only a place for those, when they say they know who they know who they are, and they're ready to move in and on that daily, moment to moment. That's the reality. You know, some of us is 100 years old, and we still don't know who the hell we are. Some of us is 7 years old, and we're clear that we have come back to this planet to manifest the divine reality of our ancestors, and we're moving right into that position. If you're 100 years old and you don't know who the hell you are, that's a damn shame. It's a goddamn shame. Just keeping it real. You're still trying to figure it out. It's a shame. You should have got it by now. If you don't have it by now, unfortunately, you probably never will. Just give up. But if you can get it by now, if you got it now, don't put out the fire of what you know with your doubt about who you are. And that's what many people are doing. They're keeping a little room for doubt in there so they cannot access the divine, spiritual, and superpower that they have to manifest themselves in the here and now. We should be ruling our communities and ruling this world with who we say we are and who we know ourselves to be. We should be ruling this planet right now as a people. But everybody that is saying that is in doubt about who they are. And they're still trying to study to find out how that's true and not be and live into how that is true every day and every single moment of their existence. They need spiritual power. They need to attain spiritual power right now. They need another cliche or another positive proverb just to keep them killing their goddamn self. Huh? They one cliche from taking their own goddamn life. This is not a place for people like that. This is not a place for people with that type of mentality. You got to be solid right now in who you are. Now, I'm not saying that you want to track more information and knowledge naturally. Because when you're standing in the fortitude of who you are, you're going to divinely attract to yourself. But you ain't on no quest where you hungry and thirsty for knowledge and information. Where you have an unquenchable thirst for knowing who you are. You're not going to have an unquenchable thirst. Because you can't be absent of self and present to your divine position at the same time. It's impossible. If you're absent to yourself, you're going to be absent to the divine role that you need to be playing right now. You don't have another day, another second, or another hour. You only have now to fit into the totality of who you are and manifest the full power and strength of that position in reality. You only got now to do it. You only got now to be in that. You don't have any more time to study and learn and read and get more books. Your moment is now. And either you're going to take advantage of it and get the confidence and the surety to step into it, or you're going to be wondering for the rest of your life forever. That's a fact. You're going to look at how many YouTube videos that you've watched and try to find out who you are, and it's going to say 1 million. And you're still going to be like, wow, how come I don't know? Because every time you're saying you need to know, you really are saying you need to know. You're saying no to yourself. You're saying you need to stop. That you need to not manifest who you are right now. We have made the simple complicated. And the complicated aspects have been our quest. So I say all of to say, if you are one of those clear entities that can stand in being clear, this is your home. This is your army. This is your platoon. This is your vanguard. This is where you belong. Somebody got to stand for something while everybody is falling for everything. Somebody got to be awake while everybody constantly chooses to remain to stay asleep. And when they roll over and they sleep, it's only for a long enough to grab some more sleeping pills. Somebody got to stay awake in the midst of all of that. The black supremacist is the one who is awoke now. We are not buying into all of the garbage, buying into all of the false information, all the distracting information. We're not buying into any of that anymore. You're choosing to be fully awake right now, and it is a choice to move in the absolute awakened state of who you are. So for many, I'm here to tell you that your spiritual quest, your quest for truth and knowledge, is over with. This is the end of it. This is the end of your spiritual quest and your spiritual journey, and the beginning of who you choose to be and stand firm as in every moment of your existence for the rest of your life. That's who and what this is right now. Your quest for knowledge is over. You choose to be now. You choose to remember and exist in the remembrance of who you are and act out of that divine power. Act out of that epiphany. It's all the same epiphany. You don't have several epiphanies. You only have one. And that's when you awaken to who you are. Everything after that is redundant. It's repetitive. It's a loop. And it's an excuse for you not to act out and live totally in the first epiphany that you had in the first place. If you can live out that one, you'll be among the great. And if you question that one, then that quest will put you among the broken, among the weak, and among the forgotten. Your first epiphany is the only one that counts. Now you have a responsibility after the first epiphany to live your life with that type of power, that type of focus, and that type of centeredness in all your activities and all your actions and everything that you do. There's a call on you. You are obligated to live out that first epiphany. You can't have 1,000 other epiphanies and each one of them have taken you less and made you less than the first one that you had. Your first epiphany was a divine awakening of the cosmic reality of who you are. And every other epiphany you have has turned you off. It has made you cold. You went from hot to cold. And the more knowledge that you gain, the more stupider you become. And the more questions you have, the more doubtful you become about who you are. So the power that you had with that first epiphany, you don't have it anymore. You question. And question the questioner and question questioning. And now you're lost in oblivion. I'm only challenging you to go back to that first epiphany. And that first epiphanous moment and make that your eternity and live in that constantly. You don't need no more. You're full. Many of you all are overindulging on spiritual knowledge and metaphysical information, be it astrology, numerology, whatever. You're overdoing it. You're gluttonous. You didn't bust your stomachs open. That first epiphany was like a tight six-pack. Huh? Your muscles was built, you was strong, you was positive, you was motivated, you was ready to make moves. But you kept eating. You kept being a glutton for spiritual knowledge and information. And you said, well, hold on, wait a minute. You start doubting. Then you bust your britches open. Huh? But then you kept eating, thirsty for more information, more knowledge. Your stomach started stretching out, cold and slow. You didn't know when to quit. And you ate yourself out. You went from muscles to overweightness. The first epiphany was a muscle. It's a reality. You got crack, you got alcohol, and you got conscious information. I'm going in today. Some of you, the conscious information that you seek to gorge off is become your crack. You need a fix of consciousness constantly because you're broken. You're a broken individual. And you need another egotistical fix to feel spiritual tomorrow and the day after that. You're not aware of the spirit you reality. You're aware of you as an information processor. You think that's who you are, an information processor. That's why you keep processing information. Drowning in information. Forgetting more than you remember and learning it again like you learned something new. Huh? You knew that last year. Now you got it all. You get the same epiphany again, and you the same weak ass Negro. I'm challenging you tonight. I'm tired of it. I'm sick and tired of it. How much more repetitive information are you going to have to study before you can stand up and be a god and a goddess in the here and now? That's a fact. You would think that what people are learning is making them say, this is why I should be lazy. Huh? You would think what people are learning would make them say, this is exactly why I should do absolutely nothing. I'm clear. You would think that their epiphany that they will get tomorrow morning when they open up the deepest book and they play the deepest video, that what will occur to them is, now I know why I should do absolutely nothing. It is all clear to me. It all came clear to me that the purpose of my life, why I came to earth, is to progressively do nothing or as little as possible. I'm confused. Which one should I do? Help me out. Help me out, Brother Phil Valentine. Help me out, Bobby Hemmett. Which one I should do? Absolutely nothing or little of nothing? This is a hard one for me. This is a hard one. www.doalittleBitOfNothing.com. www.doevenless.org. This is what's happening to us. When I'm online and I'm on the internet, it's not my television. I'm sending out information to those who do not know. I'm sending out knowledge and information to those who do not know. You claiming to be one who knows is constantly gorging off information. You're not spending your time trying to reach others to get information to them to give exposure, because all they need is that one epiphany moment of exposure. You're not trying to help them get that. You on there gorging. Watching, trying to get information you already got again. You one of them people that get high off of. I knew that. Yep, see? I knew that. I got that. We can listen to some of these lecturers and some of the information that they're lecturing on as a so-called conscious community, and we know what they're about to say. We want to see the next one that's going to come out that's going to say what already been said in a different way. This is what we are constantly doing. We're gorging off knowledge. And we're not ready to stand as the knowledgeable. We don't want the responsibility of being a knowledgeable, because the knowledgeable got to do something. If you don't know, you really don't have to do anything. But if you know something, you got to do something. So you pretend to play the fool, so you don't have to do anything with the knowledge that you have. You continue to act ignorant, like you don't know what's going on, or you're unclear about what's happening. Why? Because you don't have to be responsible if you're not clear. Those people that don't know, how can they be held accountable if they don't know? So if you keep playing a fool, you don't got to be held accountable. But if I come and hold you accountable to what you say you know, the world will be changed overnight. So I had to go in on that. I'm tired of the information junkies. I'm tired of people, every superhero and every god and goddesses is sitting up at a lecture. All together. Every god on the planet is going to be at the next lecture. Sitting in the audience. Imagine that. The whole X-Men at a lecture. While the world goes away. Our community is the way it is. It's going down foul. Police brutality. European taking over our community. And every superhero is at a lecture trying to find out what they already knew about themselves. Black supremacy, the black supremacist is the one who steps out of that and steps into a divine position. But in order to do that, you got to have an attention span. See, these people that are studying all this information on the internet, they got to study so much different information and so many different speakers because they have ADD. They have an attention deficit disorder. They can't stay solid on a thought about anything for too long. So the way they skirmish through videos show how they skirmish through the thoughts in their mind. They can't keep their mind solid or crystal clear on anything for a very long period of time. So they got to jump from this to that and keep jumping around all day. And that's what their life looks like. That's why they can't play a consistent position or an integral role in an actual existing organization or entity that is set up for the betterment of the people. They can't play a role in that because their attention span is not good enough. They can't sit still long enough. They got ants in their pants. And many who want to come into the conscious movement, it's entertainment for them. They're entertained by their own ego and entertained by this, that, and the other. Entertained by how deep they sound. Entertained by how well they can entertain the deep. I'm asking people to cut it out. Cut all of it out and choose your divine position. Your life is going by. You're not getting no goddamn younger, no matter how much spirulina you drink. No matter how many antioxidants and a raw food diet, your ass is getting older. And either you are in a divine position where you have worthy calls to your people right now, or you're not. That's the reality. You ain't got no more time to get stronger. You don't got no more time to get smarter. You don't have any more time to get cutter. You don't have any more time to get healthier. You don't have any more time to get more popular. The time is now to move in a divine position, to step into your role. To step into your role. The time is now. Are you ready to step into your role? Will you play the fool longer? Will you play ignorant longer? It's up to you. Black supremacy is that call for the person who has ascended to the highest level of consciousness to come now and play a role with that consciousness. You say you're a God, you got the knowledge yourself, now play the role that you need to play. Because if you don't know it, then you still have to work the white man's job. Because you don't know and you need money to buy more books. And you need more money to pay for more lectures. Because you don't know. So I understand why you're still working for the white man. Because you don't really know. But if you know, then you know what your role is. And you can be consistent and you can have integrity and you can be dependable. You can be dependable. That's what we need, people that are dependable. People that can stand in positions, can hold force. Some of these people, if they get away from their information crack for too long, they start having breakdowns. You should have so much information in your head that if you turned off everything and start playing in your own consciousness now, Your own consciousness should be playing the information to you now where you don't even need the information no more. You can play in your role. If you're not at that level, everybody's not at that level. If you're not, keep studying. But this is the place for those who have went beyond that level. They're tired of just sounding and appearing deep. They're tired of just sifting through all of the redundance of the information, and they're ready to see change and be changed. They're ready to activate and utilize their spiritual power, their consciousness, their knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. They're ready to manifest as black supremacists and manifest black supremacy. This is the place for them. This is the place for them. And they're going to channel this spiritual power into simple things. People have become so grandiose. They can't challenge their spiritual power into simple things. Their spiritual power means that they do nothing. But I need to know, people, if we get a large warehouse temple that can house 1,000 people, can you challenge your spiritual power into sweeping? Huh? Can you challenge your spiritual power into mopping? This spiritual power, what can you use it for but then to sound deeper than somebody else and to engage in competitive intellectual dialogue? What can you use this spiritual power for? Where's the place for it? You're so spiritual with all the spiritual power to cross your legs and hold incense and sit on your ass all day. That's what it's for. Huh? The spiritual power is for that. I know what you can do. You can sit better than anyone else. Huh? You know how to sit down with perfection. You can cross your damn legs better than anyone on the earth. And if somebody asks you to do something else, that's against your austerity. I'm a professional, spiritual, ascended sitter. Huh? I have mastered intellectually masturbating. I'm an ascended master of that. I have mastered being able to take my eyelids and close them down and hold them. I've mastered that. That's what I'm here for. That's why I came to earth. That's what I incarnated for. I came here to show you how I can close my goddamn eyelids for 8 hours out the day and cross my legs to perfection. I'm not here to use my spiritual power to stand against wickedness, to stand against the forces of imperialism, the forces of evil. God is here and awakened to use his spiritual power to neutralize the forces of wickedness and evil. That's the only purpose of being a God. Spiritual power should be able to neutralize the evil that is happening within our communities. The injustice, the misuse of justice. Our spiritual power should be utilized to put an end to that. But you know what it's good for? Perfectly crossing our legs. That's what our spiritual power is for. We have become so spiritual to prove that we can close our eyes and see darkness better than anyone else will have ever closed their eyes. That's why we're here. Some of us some of us came here to prove that we don't need to eat. Am I right? I was born to prove that I don't need to eat. That's the statement that my life has made. I don't need to eat anything. I'm trying to get myself up to not eating nothing. How selfish, how vain. Look at the vanity. Some of us want to levitate. If I get my mind and my chi up, then I'll be able to levitate off the ground. For what? So then I won't need a chair. I can be a perfect sitter in the air. Well, let me tell you something. I didn't come to earth to sit anywhere, in the air, on the floor. I came to stand with spiritual fortitude and power for black supremacy. That's a fact. That's a fact. So I challenge people to put an end to your spiritual journey. Put an end to your spiritual quest. And begin being a spiritual being now. Because it's who you are. You are that. You've always been that. Just because you didn't articulate it based on millions of different metaphysical books and seminars or lectures that you've heard, just because you didn't articulate this reality doesn't mean that it was not true about you. So in the articulation of it, you are wasting valuable time when your very existence is a demonstration of the perfection you are, when you act in the proper understanding of that. And notice I said act in it. We need people that have inexhaustible energy and inexhaustible creativity. People that know who they are, what their purpose is. People that never tire, sleep, or slumber. People that are energized, ready to mobilize, ready to be all that they can be, and do more than they thought they can do. And learn through have experiential learning through acting that out. They will step into the challenge. See, we have all the studying and fear because we scared to get into the challenge. So we're going to mask our fears as needing to study more. We're going to mask our fears as needing to learn more, but you're really supposed to learn on the job. Your best learning is going to come from the job of being a black supremacist. Your best learning is going to come from jumping into black supremacy. Some people say, I'm not going to just jump into black supremacy. I don't just jump into things. Well, the only way you're going to learn how to jump is by jumping. You're not going to learn how to jump by reading books. You're not going to learn how to jump by watching videos. You're only going to learn how to jump by jumping. It's time to realize that we're jumpers and jump into this black supremacy. So I challenge the real of us, those of us that have exhausted our spiritual journey and spiritual quest and are at the point in our lives where we realize the totality of who we are and we're ready to move forward into this. We're ready to stand in, as, and through it. If you're not that person, YouTube is best for you. Facebook is best for you to continue studying and continue to load as much information into your brain as possible, hoping that one day you might actually wake up and actualize some of it. But that's the place that's for you. Here, this is the place for those that are ready to do the work, are ready to be light workers. This is the place for light workers that are ready to engage in the act, in the position, challenge themselves, go beyond the limits, and make their way their practice, and make the practice their way, and not practice for a way and a day that they know in their hearts will never come, because they don't have the heart to do it or be it. Some of us say they're getting ready, they're studying, I'm getting on point, I'm getting ready, I'm getting in the groove to make it happen, I'm getting prepared. But they know in their heart they will never stand up to nothing. They will never stand up for nothing and to do nothing. And if you meet them 20 years from now, they will tell you the same thing that I just said. They'll say that again. I'm still studying, I'm still, I'm getting there. And if you meet them at 101, they're going to say, I'm still getting there. Be there now. How long is it going to take to realize who you are? Your success and progress in life depends on you realizing it now. Some of us have outread the pharaohs. We've outread the gods, the scholars. We've outread Tahuti. We've outread all of the deities. We've outstudied all of the deities. We've got more knowledge than all of them. But if we look at our position in life, it doesn't reflect where we are at with the amount of knowledge that we claim to have, because we have not stepped into the challenge, took the risk, and made the move to create and manifest and demonstrate who we are, and to go into creating and manifesting the world as we want it to be. The black supremacist is doing that now as we speak. We've stepped into it happening. We just stepped into it. Come step into it. This is a divine reality. This is a divine kingdom. This is the divine black supremacy mission. There's nothing to study. There's no more information. Step into it. You're going to do two things. You're either going to get all outside of it, or you're going to step into it. And when you step into it, don't look back for more knowledge and more information. When you step into it, just keep on stepping. When you step into it, make sure when you make that step that you just do nothing but keep on stepping. It's too late for the knowledge of where landmines might be. You already are moving through the field. You might as well keep on stepping now. This is the place for the steppers. Study time is over with. The class session has ended. Summer school is over with. This is the real field. This is the real deal. I invite you to come and step into your divine position. Until then, continue to watch the video, the lectures, www.youtube.com/KingNoble99, and our new site, www.KingNobleLivingGod.ning.com. Just go there and study until you have that epiphanous moment where you know you're the one and you know the time is now and that we're the people and this is the place. When that happens for you, we await you. Until then, keep studying. Keep trying to be until you're ready to do. Keep attempting. Keep struggling until you're ready to succeed. The black supremacists have no choice but to succeed. No struggle. No possibility of failure. It is who we are. There is nothing else. We have no choices. The choice has been made. Black supremacy. The choice has been made for us. It is. If you're that clear, if that's where you're at, if that's where you're standing, this is where you should be standing. This is King Noble, Master, Black Reverence, Black Divinity, Black Sovereignty, Black Love, Black Supremacy.